I set two goals before I left uni. I was going on a 100-day challenge and I said that I wanted to change my life altogether, and I completely failed. If you're new here, my name is Tega Abiri. I'm 22 years old, and for about 2, 3 years, I've been documenting my journey to financial freedom and living a fulfilling life. So, of course, this is not the kind of video that I'd want to make, but then because I'm documenting my journey, it makes sense to share not just the high points, but also the lowest points as well. And by the way, if you stick through to the end, there is something that I want to share about what I plan to do with my content and YouTube moving forward. So, firstly, I've divided this video into a couple things. One, what my goals were, the goals that I set. If you didn't know, by the way, you can watch that video here. So if you didn't know what the goals were, I'll tell you. I'll tell you whether I was able to hit the goal, for the goals that I failed, why I failed them, and what's currently at stake now. Right. So the goals that I had were two major, and that's all I was working on. It was to graduate with a first class, and then also grow my business from 200,000 to 300,000 to about 2 million naira per month. So sort of like gain financial freedom, at least to a large extent. Right. So which goal should I start from? For the first class goal, I got it. Right. I graduated with first class, and um, I was really glad, right? I was very, very happy about that, primarily because it's something that my parents wanted, and like they really wanted it. And like I shared in my previous video, not in like a, oh, think I have to do this, if not, we'll chase you out of the house. Not in that kind of way, just in a, please just do this for us. We know that you're working on other things, but just do this for us. So the fact that I was able to give that to them was so, like I was so happy. I was genuinely so happy, right? So, we did that. But guess what? I graduated with a 4.5 on the dot, right? So in case you don't know, that's like exactly first class. I don't know, there's something blocking. Okay, it's the window. I graduated with a 4.5. Let me see if I can. I don't know. I don't think it makes it better. Oh, I graduated with a 4.5 on the dot. So there's that. I was so grateful. Right. I don't know. In the previous video, I told you that there was an error in my result. So they corrected it. Because if they didn't correct it, if would just kill me, I wouldn't have gotten. I would have gotten a 4.49. And that would have been so gutting. So yeah, I did that by God's grace. And that leads me to the second one, which I failed woefully, the financial goal. I don't want to say I underestimated what I could do. I don't want to say that I underestimated, so I set a goal that was too high. I don't think so. I just think it was wrong timing and wrong seasons, and there was no way I could have identified or known that it was the wrong season until after, only in retrospect. So what I mean by that was there was a lot of things that I had to do in school. I remember I was on a call with my dad towards exams, and he was like, "Take how far? How are things going?" I said, "Everything's going fine." He was like, he knows that I'm working on my business and all the rest, but can I please stop for that period of time and just focus on exams? And of course, like usually, like I mean, they will see that. So I was just gonna say, okay, no problem, and then do what it is that I wanted to do. But I realized that, if I didn't listen, I wouldn't. And it's not even because it's this time around. It was so bad. I started reading couple days till the exam. When I mean started, I don't mean revising. I mean started. In fact, let me surprise you. On some days, the day I will start reading for the exam is the morning of the exam. So if we're having the exam by 3 p.m., I'll start reading that morning. I don't know what's my problem. I don't know. Like as the years went by, I just became more uninterested. So it was showing in that. So I didn't even have a choice but to really put everything on the side and focus on this. And not just even that. I used to think if I was a regular student, I'm not saying I wish I was, I'm happy I wasn't. If I was a regular student, so what I mean is I came to school and I was just studying and of course, relationship with my friends, etc. If that's all I was doing, I would have been able to balance two of them. But that's not all I was doing. There were so many other things. I planned like two conferences almost at the same time, right? I traveled out of school like two times, in the space of 1 month or 2 months for a competition and then for an engagement, an event with my pastor. So I wasn't a regular student, right? There were people asking for my attention, even when I wasn't planning conference. I remember the last one. I was called by the school to join a particular planning committee. They didn't give me any role. They just said just join them and help. I'm like, so I was doing a lot of those things, and it genuinely affected my consistency, right? I mean, if you've been following me, especially on Instagram, which is where like I'm primarily domiciled, you'd know that I was actually showing up on most days. But then there is a level of intensity that I required to be able to hit that goal, and I wasn't just able to give that. Like, how many is my body? Do you get what I'm saying? So I failed. And if you're thinking, okay, maybe you didn't feel that bad, right? No, I feel bad though. In fact, at some point, and then I wanted to restructure my entire business as well. And that was going to take a long time. So I was going to wait till after school. So I wasn't promoting my business because like, if you know me, I'm not going to sell. If I'm selling you stuff, I genuinely think it's great. So I didn't have so much trust in the structure that the business had at the time. So I wasn't even selling again. At some point, I think our revenue dropped to like maybe less than 100K. I was suffering. Oh my. ah. And what's worse is as I came out of school, everything just like hit me because I didn't have any money again from my parents. So it was just the revenue that I had. And then final year was ridiculous, man. Chai. I've never spent my money so much in a short period of time like I had during final year, like the entire final year, like towards second semester. Kai, everything required money. Everything, man, everything. My parents did give me money, right? But then I don't know, like it wasn't enough, man. So I was just, savings that I had made. So I really hit the rough spots, quite frankly, especially in the month of July. Like this month was so long for me. Jesus, like it was so long. I've not had a month as long as this before. Like yesterday, I was thinking, like, so this is just July 31st. Since it was such a long month. So I mean, that was that. That was why the business failed. And currently, for what's at stake, there's a lot at stake. Oh, there's a lot at stake. This is what I'm doing in my life. Like I've been open about it. I was not going to use my degree. I can't even use it even if I wanted to. Because I was telling my sister last semester what they taught us, I don't even remember. Like what I read for this past exam, I don't even remember. Talk less of. So, you know, I don't know, man. So I can't even use it, right? And quite frankly, it's because I optimized my life for that. So I already knew that I didn't want to. So I didn't pay any attention to that. I'm not interested in computer science and the whole thing. Right. So this is what I'm doing. Like this is what I'm giving my all to. You get what I'm saying? So it has to work, right? There's so much at stake now. I don't have any excuses. So it's a blessing and it's a curse. Why is it a blessing? It's a blessing because I have so much time, right? I have so much time to work on my goals, to work on my craft, to work on what it is I want to do. Like, and I'm treating it like that. I'm treating it like it's a 9 to 5. Like, yesterday was not even a good day. I want to check something. Yesterday wasn't even a good day. Because I woke up late. My sleeping habit has been horrible. I'm trying to fix that. Yesterday I did 5 hours of deep work. Today, currently, I'm at over 3 hours. All right, and plan to do 6 today. So I plan to do like 6 to 8 hours as soon as I sort out my sleep. Hopefully from next week, plan to do like 6 to 8 hours every single day of pure work. So there's literally no excuse. But now on the curse, not literally, right? Is there's no excuse, so I don't have a choice, and I don't know. I've put so much pressure on myself. Right, I'll talk more about like what my goals are going into next couple of videos and going into next year, but I've put so much pressure on myself. And yeah, and currently there's no sort of like, what's it called now, cushion, I should say. So I mean, a couple months ago, if the business didn't make any money, my parents were sending me allowance. So if I needed to pay staff, I'll pay staff. If I needed to pay for some of the tools that I used to run the business, I would. You feel? But currently, I don't. Right? I don't. So there's no cushion. I'm literally building from zero, building all the way up. So I mean, that's that. And then for what I wanted to share, if I haven't been consistent with YouTube for a very long time, and the reason is simple. I've been thinking and concerned too much about the polishing, about how it looks, the presentation, and all the rest. So, and if you know as well, I mean, you guys know, right? I don't edit my videos. I haven't edited my videos since like 2022 or 2023. So, but then that was always slow, right? I mean, my editor was also a student as well, and we seem to like focus more on Instagram. So getting, because it's longer form content, getting back the polished bit was always so. I've decided that I'm not going to be editing my videos any longer, at least one, till I'm able to hire an editor and be able to pay him full time. So what I mean is, I'm not paying him as though he were a student, or her as though they were a student. Like, I'm paying you as this is your job, right? So I'm paying you so well that this is all you are doing. Of course, you can do other things though, but on my end, this is all you are doing. So if I'm sending you a video today, you can send it back to me tomorrow because that's your work, right? Currently, I don't have that money. I don't have enough to do that, right? And please don't even bother reaching out to me saying you want to help me edit for free, because that's how you usually start. Say you want to edit for me for free, I get hung up. You do well, I get hung up, and then after 4 videos, you tell me that, oh, okay, now it's going to be paid. Don't worry, just stay on your own. Leave me alone. I'm okay pushing out content like this. I'm not going to be editing it. As you can see, there haven't been any cuts. If I make mistake, no problem. I don't really care, because the entire point of YouTube, especially YouTube, maybe Instagram is for making money, but YouTube is to document my journey. Do I want to grow? Yes, but to document my journey and what I'm learning, right? And it doesn't really make sense that things like that would stop me, especially if you know that I talk about action, execution, things like that. Like, why is that stopping me? So you're going to get unfiltered stuff, raw stuff, right? I'm not putting any sound behind this thing. If you don't stay till the end, no problem, man. No problem. I'm not going to sponsor your dopamine addiction. So yeah, that's that for today. So just take this as like a re-entry back into what it is that, like, the entire documentary, trying to become the best version of myself and live an interesting life. So if this is something you're interested in, I don't know, these are the kind of videos I personally like to watch, like the raw stuff about like what is you're doing, what you're working on. I'm just showing the process before like the big stuff comes. Right, so that's that. So in the next couple of videos, I will tell you what exactly my plan is to like get there, what my Instagram goals are, because like I said, that's where I primarily post content. So you can follow me. It's Tega at Tega Abiri, or Tega Abiri, yeah, TEGAABIRI on Instagram. So yeah, if you're interested in this kind of stuff, then so the next couple of videos I'll talk about like what it is that I'm working on, my goals, how I plan to achieve them, and things like that. And maybe if there's any parts of my journey that you want to see, just let me know in the comments. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.